Hi, I am Dada, and I study interdimensional relations on my home planet Alcyon. And I recorded some issues within the universal weird, or the net that keeps everything together. And I studied them for a long time on my home planet, and then realized that the source of these issues is actually on planet Earth. So I observed planet Earth for quite a while, and I realized that I have to incarnate into a human body to actually understand where the issues lie. Because right now, in this human body, I have a very strong connection to the other world, or as humans like to call it, the great beyond. So actually, I daily travel along the Yggdrasil and visit other worlds, exchange information. I'm kind of like a universal messenger that studies being human on Earth and then delivers this information to the other realms and dimensions of this multiverse. I'm a bit nervous recording this video because until very recently I thought that collecting this information and studying it is a mission I do for the universe, so let's say for the other world. And I came to realize that some of the insights that I have are very important for humankind as well, okay? So I want to share with you some insights that I had on what the individual perspective of a human being is, that I studied with my own human being, and what the universal perspective of certain concepts that we humans have is, okay? I'm very happy that you listen to me, and I hope you enjoy what I have to tell. Okay, so the individual perspective on time is that there is a start and an end. Okay, so that start can be birth, or it can be a new beginning of a relationship, or any kind of new beginning, really. And the end can be death, or the end of a relationship, or any kind of ending as we perceive it when we are within this vessel, this human body, okay? Now, from a universal perspective, there is no such thing as time, okay? From a universal perspective, there is matter that is moved by chi. And this matter is kind of like breathing in and breathing out. And from an individual's perspective, this breathing in and breathing out seems like dying and being reborn, or being born and dying, okay? Okay, so from a universal perspective, your life looks like a spiral. You are born in the center of the spiral, and then, as Tool put it in one of their songs, you spiral out. And here is the point of the death of your individual self that you formed during this journey. And when we look at this from a universal perspective regarding all incarnations that we have, it's like this. Now, there is no start and no end, because that's what it means to be eternal. But you get into the next life in the center of the spiral, and you spiral out, and then you have these, like when you go through the bardo, which is like the stage between death and the new life, or the next incarnation, and you just start within a spiral again. So whatever you haven't healed here, and healing means always integrating, or whatever you haven't solved or released here, will just follow you to the next incarnation. And that's just universal mathematics. That's like a very simple calculation. And that's also the reason why I'm recording this video, because I realized that humankind right now really thinks that they die, and then everything that they thought and felt and did and healed and didn't heal will vanish with them. And I'm here to tell you that that doesn't happen. You will take it with you. So pushing things away, pushing them under the carpet, like running away or like hiding from uncomfortable emotions, thoughts, or visions is not very healthy, and it's actually gotten to a point on Earth where it really harms the whole universe. Like, if you wish to incarnate in other dimensions of the universe, it's really important that you clear your shit, because otherwise, soon these dimensions maybe won't exist anymore. Because humans are very powerful, okay? We are very powerful magicians, and as long as we don't learn or clear our energy to learn how to work with it in a constructive way for the universe, we actually can produce a lot of harm. Not only in this bubble that we are in here right now on the earthly sphere, but also within the universe, because this is creating a ripple, you know? Our minds have us believe that we are disconnected, but we are so connected that our minds are not able to perceive it. And that's one of the paradoxical things within the universe that I'm sure I'm not the only one that has observed that. Okay, so let's look a little bit more into why past and future don't really exist. If you look at your life from like a little bit higher on the Yggdrasil, so you can look down on it, you will see this spiral. And let's say you are here. Okay, let's say maybe you're 30, so this will be here, and then you have another 30 years, and then you have another 30, more or less. Depends on where you were born and how your health is and everything. So, what forms your unique spiral are two things. It's the genetics and epigenetics of both your parents, and it's the information that is already stored within your astral body when you enter the new embryo. And that information that is stored within your astral body is what you took with you from the lost spiral. Okay? Cool. So when you are here, that's your past, right? But because we're not on a line, your past is actually here. It's correlated to where you are now. So your what we call past is actually the inner child. Okay? And your future will be here. And that's your higher self. So that's why I want to explain to you with this example also why healing is so messy. Every one of us that has healed certain parts of themselves or certain traumas or traumatic memories and experiences knows that, like, you go 2 steps in front and then it takes you like 5 steps back, and then it takes you 2 steps in front again and it takes you 5 steps back. And the reason for that is you are here, and if you're moving towards your future, your higher self, so you broaden your horizon, you widen up, yeah? You also have to go deeper. So whenever you take a step towards your future, you will also take a step back to your past to like dig even deeper and heal even deeper things. At some point, they will not even be from your own life right now, but from your ancestors' genetics and epigenetics, as well as from the collective trauma. Okay? So this is not something that healing is not a destination to arrive, okay? It's your job as a human being. Everyone has a mission, and the mission is to heal, okay? Because we came out of the Kali Yuga now. 2012 was the end of what they call the Dark Age. And now it's time to, like, reintegrate all the shadows that we purged out, you know, because a lot of shadows were created within the past 2 millennia. So now it's time to reintegrate all these shadows and learn what being human is really about without religious or political dogma. Okay, so that's why you can see it forms kind of an 8. No, you are here, you're the center of that 8, a lying 8. And here's your future, and here's your past, and they are correlated. One of my favorite, let's say, philosophers was Carl Gustav Jung, and he said, I quote, "No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell." And that's exactly what you're doing here. Like if you know what, it's like biologically true that if a tree wants to expand and grow bigger and have wider branches, it also has to grow deeper roots first. Yeah? That's why we leap into the future when we heal, and then it takes us so many steps back because we have to do the root work first. Yeah? Okay. So I really hope this made sense. If you want to understand more of this, maybe like meditate with a Mandelbrot fractal. Because fractals are kind of like a bigger thing that is made up from littler things that look very equal. So that's what like all individuals together look like from a universal perspective. Okay, so let's continue. So here, just to have a little conclusion. You can't leave anything in your past. It will influence your now and your future until you healed it. Now, what is healing? In German, it means gesund, which has the same word root as sound, yeah? And in English, we can say, "Oh, I feel sound," or that was good and sound, okay? So it's very interesting how this is related to tone, no? But it means becoming whole, yeah? Being one again. So just to give you an example, this is what broken looks like. So this is your spiral, and here you're born, and here you die. I turned them upside down to have like the female and male representation of a spiral, but I have to dig into that on another day. So you have this spiral, and it starts in the center, and then maybe here as a child you had this like very traumatic experience that you haven't yet reintegrated, and then you lived on, and here came another traumatic experience that kind of already popped up because you had one, and it kind of keeps on mirroring because we are living in a mirror cabinet in the universe, yeah? So everything that happens on the outside is actually mirroring where you are, but you have to really be careful to find a clear and straight mirror. Because as in a mirror cabinet, if I look in this mirror, but this mirror is showing me something that this mirror mirrors, I don't see clear, okay? That's why it's so important to get whole, so you understand what's being mirrored to you. Okay, and this is a lifelong journey, yeah? All of us will do that throughout our lives. We do it, but we do it consciously or unconsciously. And in my opinion, what creates a lot of suffering is doing it unconsciously. You don't understand what's happening, and you feel you're crazy, or you're sick, or you're alone on this planet, when you're not. We're all doing this, so I really want to create a society where we talk about it. Yeah, we as humans have one mission, and it's to heal. Okay, so here I wrote like it's metaphysical kintsugi. If you don't know the practice of kintsugi, please Google it. It's really nice. It's like a Japanese or maybe also Chinese originated practice where when, for example, a piece of pottery falls down and it breaks into pieces, but I can still repair it, they will repair it and they will replace the pieces that they can't put back inside with gold. And it's kind of a ritual that shows in physical reality what we do when we heal. You know, Leonard Cohen said, "The crack is where the light enters you." Rumi said, "The wound is where the light enters you." So please don't feel worried for that. That's normal. That's natural. That has to be like that. But it doesn't have to stay like that. That's the thing. Okay, so yeah, we have these holes. And when we reintegrate them, because healing is not, I did it now and it's a thing of my past, because as we've seen before, there is no past. Whatever you've experienced will stay with you until this body dies. And maybe even further if you haven't reintegrated it, because it will mirror you as long as you haven't integrated it. And once you have integrated it, it won't be that kind of mirror anymore on the outside. So now let's get into how to heal. It's very simple, and this is a thing I know that will be the hardest for you to believe, is that it's simple. Because today we process everything with our head, no? We think it first. First we think it, then we do it. First we think it, then we feel it. First we think it, then we envision it, right? And that's the wrong way to do it. Because in German we say nachdenken. That means thinking afterwards. And that's what thinking is for. To analyze after you did it, okay? Because it's very important. You need to do mistakes to do things good, okay? If you don't allow yourself mistakes, you will not do anything, and you will also not learn anything, okay? And that's why there's so much mental fuckery on the planet at the moment, because we think it, and maybe it thinks right, and then we do it, and it doesn't feel right. Best example, capitalism. Yeah, it looks very good. It feels very empty. Like, I study a lot of people that have a lot of money, and they are very empty, you know, because it takes a toll on you to have this your priority in life, okay? And it takes a toll on you to have everything perfect, because it really hinders your growth, okay? So when we think first, we don't allow ourselves the experience. And we also really put a strain on our mental body. That's why so many people have burnouts, why so many people are mentally exhausted, why so many people are in mental hospitals or very strongly drug addicted. Because we are thinking all the time. And that's a very good sign that your mental body is like put under too much strain, because you shouldn't think all the time. Okay, but don't worry, I have a solution. Okay, and because we think all the time, and thinking can be very complex, no? There is a yes and a no side in our brain, so it can mirror itself till death, yeah? So that's a very hard thing. I struggle with that a lot too, no? Because I'm a very rational person, and some things that I know are true from the universal perspective that I have on the Yggdrasil are not, I'm not able to explain them with ratio, okay? And that was a really hard thing for me. But anyways, it's very simple to heal yourself. It just takes time, and it takes the courage to feel the pain again. Because whoever tells you that you can heal without feeling the pain again is lying to you. But what I can promise to you is that it won't feel the same, okay? It will come up. Like, I stuffed away like tons of depression, and when I faced it, I cried for 6 months. And that sounds so bad, but you know, actually the worst thing about it was to still kind of make money work, or like having to work, or you know, like being able to fund myself during that time. But otherwise, it was kind of healing. And I'm very sure that science is very close to proving that crying is actually a hormonal release for the body. So I really felt that by crying, my body released toxins, or let's say hormones that were stuck in me, because I didn't express these depressions when they were in my now. I just tried to stuff them back. And so yeah, it sounds very bad, but actually it was so cleansing, you know, it was like taking an inner shower for 6 months. And for sure I was accompanied by beautiful people that helped me, and for sure I know a lot of practices to help me. And I'm sure also that I went through this phase to be able to build the app that will soon be out, that can actually assist anyone in doing that work, so you don't feel that alone. Because I really needed to understand what this human trauma feels like, you know, to be able to find a solution for it. Okay, so here's the very simple thing. First, you put yourself in a state of trance. I did that for a long time with ingesting shitloads of LSD and dancing for 12 hours to very loud and fast music. Um, it works, but there are gentler ways to do that, especially because if you do it like that, your aura is like in the mix with all the other auras on the dance floor and all the other substances that these auras might or pushed by in that very moment. So it can be a bit confusing as well. Therefore, I put up the app, which has kind of like, it has the long-term effect of the ritual I just described, but without you having to put yourself into danger. Okay, so then when you put yourself in a state of trance, you travel to the injured part of yourself. And that's very important here is souls stay unharmed throughout the human journey. Okay, your soul, or that actually what most humans call their soul, is their chi or their consciousness and their astral body. If you want to learn more about this, I strongly recommend you read my book, Being Human, Travel Guide, it's called. If you subscribe to the app's Inner Circle, or Enzo Elea as I like to call it, you will have it in there for free. But I'll continue with that later on. Okay, so in that state of trance, you travel to the injured part of yourself. And this is the beautiful thing. You can't travel, you don't have to decide where you travel, okay? It will take you there. That's what happened with me during all these rituals. And then healing that part is actually just meaning you mother it, okay? So you nurture it with love, security, closeness, and understanding, okay? Because there is no time. So what you have to do is you have to give these things space. Because you are a conduct of chi, that is universal energy, okay? And space is the other component. As I said before, time doesn't exist. It's space moved by chi. So if you want to heal, all you have to do is give space and chi. Do you understand that? It's not time that heals everything, because time is inexistent. It's space and loving awareness that heal, okay? That make you become whole again. Okay, now, for sure you already thought I'm like promoting something and I'm gonna ask money of you or anything, but I'm not. I'm really, this is my mission. So all I'm doing here is like following my inner guidance, and I created an app called Knotiseaton, in which there is like a big free space within the app where you can do exactly what I described before, okay? There are guided meditations where you can follow my voice and you can put yourself into trance. It's not me putting you into trance, you are putting yourself into trance. So you can totally control how deep you go, whatever, okay? It's really nothing influential, nothing, okay? I'm just here because I really wanna, it's my mission to assist the universe's evolution. And this is the point I was sent to right now. And this is not like, I don't even believe in fully in that I'm here right now. So I'm definitely not interested in having a yacht or having like all these things that rich people want, or even like being rich. I don't really like, I like possessions like crystals and stuff, but that's about it, you know? So I wanted to make this app available to everyone. So, because, you know, when I work one-on-one with people, there is only so much that I can give, and there is a certain amount of money that I have to ask because it's my time, no? So I decided to find a way to make this accessible to the big public. So there is no point in, because to me there is no point in making money with healing. You understand? So the important thing that you need to heal yourself will always be free. I am not collecting your data for anything else than I needed to have it, because I really want you to scan your aura and be able to see how you did within the past 30 days. That's why you need a login. There will never be promotion, and I will never sell the rights of this app to any big company. So you have to take my word, but this is a gift to you. And all I ask of you is please use it, because it helps. And if you feel like you don't want to use it, maybe you know somebody that can use it. It really helps, okay? With every human that makes like the work that really reintegrates what happened, the chance gets higher that humanity survives on planet Earth. Because this is not actually, it's not planet Earth dying, it's humanity dying, because we just run out of resources, okay? So, for example, within your aura, you have the emotional body, and that's the one we suppress a lot. And that's one reason why the outer reality currently mirrors us, that we have droughts or floods or the climate change. So Earth is heating up because we lose water. And the water on Earth is just a mirror of the emotional body that we suppress within our aura, okay? Okay, so what you do within the Hypnotize Auton app, which will actually be out by mid-May 2022. So I will, as soon as it's out, I will link it below this video so you can download it. And as I said, you really need to log in. You need to create a login. I'm sorry, but because we want you to track your status, and for that we need your account, okay? But as I said, no cost, nothing. And in there you can scan your aura, that is your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your astral body for 21 days in a row. And this will be for free all the time. You can do it for sure every day and even longer than 21 days. I'm just saying that it needs 21 days because it takes 21 days for our brain to form a new neurological structure. So the more you do it and the more you repeat it, the better you will remember what you've learned, and the easier it will become for you to stay in a place of self-love and in a place where you're generous and understanding to yourself. Because if you are that, you're also the same things on the outside, right? Okay. And yeah, you will definitely feel a difference. So, and this one, actually, this little fella is Jelly. He's one of my best friends in the other world, and he's accompanying you throughout the Hypnotize Auton app. So wherever you see him, you know that's a safe and good place to go. Okay, I thank you so much for your attention, and I hope you gained some insight during this. And oh, exactly, I mentioned the Enzo Ilia before. So within the Hypnotize Auton app, as I said, the things you need to heal will always be for free. If you want to support me a little, because I would really love to do more videos like that, for that I need to kind of have a salary, or if you want to dig deeper into this subject and everything I produce, you can subscribe to the Enzo Ilia. It's kind of like the inner circle of the Hypnotize Auton app, where you can find all the books I wrote so far. As an ebook version, you find plenty of more Risa that, for example, connect you to the ancient wisdom of the runes, or you can find out which sign you are in Celtic tree astrology. So there is plenty of things that are really inspirational and interesting and very ancient. And it's $12 a month, and you can unsubscribe at any time. And if you want to read my book, Being Human, a Travel Guide, I recommend to you, instead of ordering the ebook, subscribe to Enzo Ilia, because there 1 month is $12, and you have the Being Human book in there, the ebook. So you can read it there, and if you read it within a month, you actually save money. Okay, because I know that we all kind of suffer of not having so much money, and I really don't want what I have to share kind of being a matter if someone can pay for it or not. Okay, I hope this is understandable. Also, you can donate via PayPal within the Hypnotize Auton app, all these donations will go towards giving free subscriptions to the Enso Elia to people who cannot afford it. So actually you can like pay like a subscription for somebody else that can't afford it. Okay, and this is really a movement I want to create, because I'm sure that if we heal ourselves and if we like start to practice emotional hygiene and mental hygiene, and you know, doing that over meditation is one thing and it's very good, but it's not as easy for every one of us. I'm not good in Zen meditation, for example, but that's because I perceive so much information. Anyways, so yeah, I really hope you enjoy the app as soon as it's out. It's not long now. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. I hope all of this made sense, and I hope to welcome you within the Enso Elia and within my community. And I wish you